So this is my fifth sketchbook for my degree. So the first exercise was about the 1950s. So I wrote some ideas here for universal themes for the 1950s. So there was a lot of pastel colours around, so pinks, mint greens, blues, melon oranges, tonal yellows, shapes, a lot of round, curvy, space and aerial sort of shapes. Space themes seem to come up quite a lot, and also like Miami, glamour, romance. Textures, there was a lot of chrome around, formica, plastic veneer, a lot of smooth leather, glass and wood. And then I went on to do a few spider diagram in the 1950s. So you're looking at like Smeg fridge freezers in the kitchen, you have like diners rather than dining rooms, there was a lot of fast food, like I said previously, so pastel colours like lemons and mint greens. People used to smoke quite openly in those days. Obviously music, rock and roll, Elvis was around, Marilyn Monroe, Frank Sinatra, Humphrey Bogart, a lot of love and romance. Cars, there was the Cadillac, Continental, the Chevy, the Jaguar, the Buick. Also sort of like bikes as well, bikes with baskets for women. There was a lot of themes about the future, so looking ahead, space themes, travel, futuristic, planets and aliens. And then I did a few sort of rough sketches from some reference material, so you're looking at sort of odd shapes and different shapes of cabinets, and like TVs were built into actual cabinets, which is quite weird when you think about it. And then a few sort of like outfit styles of the collars and the necklines, unusual clock shapes, and then this was like a wallpaper sort of style that I was looking at. And then I did a few pages of reference images. So we've got, as I said, like we've got romance. This is the Jetsons, a cartoon from that era. Space themes, like aerial sorts of shapes, lots of round shapes, organic shapes. And then you've got like the diners. So you've got like Miami themes. You've got a lot of plastic and formica and this like 1950s diner themes. Then you've got the cars and the bikes, like I said, ladies' bikes, and then the sort of cars, again all pastel shapes like pastel pinks. And then you've got obviously like you've got Elvis Presley, and you've got all these fun fashions with the big collars and the high waists and the capri pants and the tie shirts and the headscarves, the big skirts. And you've got, so this is like advertising, so it's quite sort of, there's a lot of red, like highlights of red in the colours, so there's like lots of pastel colours, like blues and yellows, but then it always highlights with this red colour. And then you've got old posters of things, you've got like Margate, you've got restaurants and diners, again this space theme, this sort of very simple graphic style. You've got the fashion there as well, again this red sort of highlight colour. This is the furniture, so weirdly like little coffee table furniture with the clocks, and then these are like the wallpapers, really odd that this is like a dog, then all these like spacey aerial themes, and then these are like movies out of the times. You've got Sabrina, 7 Year Itch, you've got Elvis Presley and Jailhouse Rock and Casablanca. So that was my reference material. And then I went on to do this illustration for the 1950s. So I decided to choose a lady in like a fit and flare dress with like a neck scarf, and I highlighted it with the red colours, and like a 50s hairstyle, and then the furniture, the curvy furniture, and the telly in the cabinet, and the wallpaper, but all these like pastel colours, but then the highlights of the red, a lot of wood. That's what I did for that. And then the next exercise was about doing a certain type of illustration. So I decided to choose my Converse trainer because it had a lot of quite nice texture. It's a white leather trainer, so it's all white leather, but it had these textures to it, so I decided to do that as my illustration. So it's quite a short exercise. And then the next one was subjective drawing, so I decided to do a pair of glasses. So I did a spider diagram, and then sort of I looked at linking words that come off that. And then I also did a mood board for that. So here I was looking at textures, so like smooth, shiny, and then like translucent materials, and then you could have like the dark elements to them, and then like hard surfaces here, and I did use the foil on this one. And then my illustration was that, so I decided to the glasses, so I tried to represent the shininess and then the dark in there. It's not my best illustration, I could have done a little bit better, but it was the best that I could think of at the time. And then the next exercise, we went on to look at black and white. So I decided to do like a sea theme. So I did a spider diagram again to pull together some ideas. So from this I chose a couple of words. So I chose waves, foam, big, rough, boat and scary. So then I did some thumbnail sketches of how that would look. So I wanted quite a simple style of illustration, because we had to have, some of it was black and some of it was white, so there was like a proper difference between them. So that's a couple of thumbnails. So this one was with the waves, and the boat was on top of the waves, in this sort of style, and then I would alternate between the black and white there. This is a slightly different style. And then I just tried this one with just the waves, and then this one with a big wave and the little boat there. And then I drew it on a plainer, simpler way there. And then even bigger there and simpler. And then I tried doing it so this part was black, and then the sea was white and the boat was white, but I didn't know if that felt as though maybe the sea should have been black, because that would make it scarier. And then I tried this design. I went back to my thumbnails and tried this design, but then I didn't know if that was going to work. And then I tried it using different bits of paper. So I tried to alternate the black and white, and then I stuck on white bits of paper onto the black background and chose to do the boat in the black. And then I tried it this way. There's a bit of texture in it, and then like the moonlight, or it could be the sunlight. And then this one, I think this was near enough the final one, because I quite like this one. And that was also my mood board for it, so get some ideas. So some sort of like these Japanese